Almost the first week. Hey, everybody. Peter Gantner here. Good to have everybody with us. Thank you for being on with us. We're going to cover a few things. We have a couple of guests that are going to join us today to kind of go over some of the things that are going on. We'll give it a minute or two here. I know we've got some participants, some more people popping in. So hopefully everybody's having a great first 6 days of this 2022. Almost a weekend, one of 52, almost in the history books. There's Jody joining us. Rob, that's good. These times, like all times, are good times if just know what to do with it. Yes, exactly. Oh, thank you. Yeah, if you guys, hopefully, if you have not had a chance, guys, to see the projects that we're working on and how big they have the potential to be, please make sure you go listen to last night's AMA with the Metamars and how that fits into the film, a film project that's being produced and being done, the people that are involved with it and all that stuff. So that would be great for you guys to get a chance. If you have not had a chance to listen to that, if you're like, I don't understand the NFT Metamars thing that we're getting ready to embark on, definitely go listen to that AMA because they run through a lot of great stuff from the technology to all the different things are going. As always, guys, thank you. This is a call for the PTR group. We've been grateful ever since we were introduced to Dan, had an opportunity to share with you guys and move through the process. And we'll always be grateful for, what has happened with you guys coming on board and being a part of what we're doing. I do want to cover a few things because I've been seeing some stuff in chats and in different areas and stuff like that with people that are maybe their idea, their concept of what we're doing and the time frame that it takes to make things happen is a little different than what we've presented, but maybe they just misunderstood it in a certain way, or maybe they've heard other people talking about. It's interesting because you hear a lot of people talk about they made a lot of money on Doge, right? So in this last year, and I'm actually gonna as I'm talking here, I'm gonna pull up some stuff here because I'd like for people to be able to know, and I think I've mentioned this before on other calls, where people will talk more about their gains and not so much about their losses or how long. They don't really give you the perspective on how long it took for them to get involved with it. So I'm going to say, guys, that most people in the crypto space will never have a Bitcoin moment, right? That's what we're all kind of looking for. And what I mean by a Bitcoin moment, and maybe that's the wrong words to use, maybe it's more of a Bitcoin experience. And the reason why they won't have a Bitcoin experience is they'll never hold on to a crypto long enough in order for that to happen, right? And I'm going to show you guys some examples of that, right? Because we all hear the stories of our friend who got into a crypto and, maybe they got lucky, their timing was good, and they did buy Doge in December or January of this last year. My computer's running a little bit slow, so let me get it up here. Maybe they bought Doge in January of this year when it was like 0.007 cents, so just under a penny, and it went up to 50 cents. If they were able to get out at that point or did get out at that point, they made, I don't know what that would be, 60 times their money, 70 times their money, actually about 70 times their money from when they put it in. However, right now it's at 16 cents, right? So if they held on to it, now they're up 17 times their money. But guys, Doge didn't start in January of this year, right? The people that really made money in Doge were the people that got in 2020, 2019, 2018, 17, 16. These have been tokens that have been around for quite some time. They didn't start in January of this year. And I'm going to actually pull this up right here. Hold on one sec. Let me share my screen. Dun, 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 dun. Because I think this is a lot of the misconception in the space. Let's do this. So guys, here's the chart for Doge. So Doge 2014, right? 13. These, and I gotta let you guys know, if it wasn't for the people that bought and held in here, then you guys would have never had, if you had this experience. So a gentleman, Austin, who's part of the Martian Project, it was his first big hit was actually in Doge. So he bought some Doge, held on to it, went into his account one day and was like shocked at how much money he had there because he happened to buy it back in here. But I want you guys to look at this calendar. Here we are in 2017. Doge was 0.001037. Let's go along the whole spectrum here. 3 zeros and a 6, 3 zeros and a 5, 3 zeros and a 1 along this entire thing. So think about this. Somebody had to get Doge into early 2000. What date is this? 2013, 12/31. If this person didn't pick up Doge, and if they all would have said, well, I want to make money today, tonight. If I don't make money tonight, I'm going to sell it. Doge would have never survived long enough in order for it to get to this point right here in 2021, 1/31/2021. It was still down, guys, in the pennies, right? Matter of fact, 114, it was 0.009. Let's go right here. A penny on 1/1. So it was at 1 cent on 1/1 and then shot up to a high of 68 cents. Now, let me ask you a question. If you would have taken from 2013 and you just said, you know what? I'm just going to buy $20 a week of Dogecoin every single week through all of 13, all of 14, all of 15, all of 16, all of 17, all of 18. Oh my God, I'm getting tired of this. Wow, it went to 0.007. Maybe I should cash out and grab my money, right? I would be in profit there. No, let me just keep buying $20 a week, $20 a week, $20 a week, $20 a week. For all this, guys, this is 8 years. This is almost an 8-year period of time for Doge to finally grab traction and head up in that direction. If you would have put in $20 a week, would have been about $8,000 that you put into Doge. And depending at where you got in at, you would have went from here to at one point having nearly your 8,000 would have been worth probably $400,000 or $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, maybe even $1 million at its top. And still today would be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is what we're talking about in the crypto space. So I'm going to come back to this because we have Bart with us and he can't stay for too long. And we have Jody with us. One of the other things that I'm seeing is a lot of people are talking about, we've come on and we've talked about bringing on big influencers and people, and we believe in what we're doing and where we're headed to, guys. If you think that we've hit our peak and that's as good as it gets, I can't help with that. But we are grinding it out every single day, every single week. And I wanted to bring on 2 PTR people. Bart had seen TruBadger beforehand, but really got connected with TruBadger when it came through PTR. And Jody, who's been here from the very beginning, a PTR member. I'm going to have these guys come up here real quick. Why don't we start with Jody? Jody, you've been working with us. And when we come on, because there are some people out there, guys, that are questioning whether we are talking to big leaders. Where are they? Why isn't it growing yet? Why aren't they coming in by the freight car loads full? So Jody, how many calls in the last month to 2 months, or since the event in Vegas, how many calls have we had with you and big leaders in the space to talk about getting on board with the Nexus ecosystem and helping us grow this to thousands of people?
At least 2 a week. And of course, during the holidays, it was less, but other than that, at least 2 a week. But we also, with the large organizations and leaders that I have been privileged to know, we've had our own Zooms, and we've been brought it in to where you have helped us with, bringing the group together. And what I would like to say is yes, it's taking time to foster. I have a personal friend. For 20 years, I've known this gentleman, and his group is over 1 million people. I know that. But there were some things that he needed to do with that organization for compliance and some things to get clearance, because he has a non-compete and some things, and he had to check with his legal and so forth. And also the other leaders within his group. He's got 64 leaders in his group that each one of them probably have an excess of 100,000 in their individual groups. So this is a very large leader. He has led through our friendship in 20 years. He's now led me to probably 20 other large leaders. We had a call this morning with a leader that a person within that organization knew, and it come to find out after we had the call that Peter knew him, but they hadn't connected. This is a very large, probably a $1 million group influencer. So now Peter's going to reconnect with them, and he is a total supporter of TruBadger. And I've got another 2 calls tomorrow with 2 other large groups. One's in Canada and one's in Florida. So I know it's taken a while, but I can tell you when the floodgates open and when they start to move, this will happen very quickly. And this, we can't do this overnight. I look for it to I always looked at things for 3 to 5 years, where we're going to be and what do we got to do to get to a certain point. Our goal is, with these leaders that I'm working with, is to be able to have a community at the size of at least 30,000 people in our community by the end of March. Now, if each one of us would go out and commit to help 3, our goal is invite 3, tell 3. So every time we have a Zoom, we want the leaders and people within those organizations to invite 3, tell 3. And then once we get to 30,000, then it'll be very easy to get to 100,000, and it'll be extremely easy to get to 1 million. Now think about your return on investment. Just if we get to 30,000, you think about it now, Peter, what do we have? 10,000 people, wallet holders?
All
right. So even whatever it is today, and we're in a bearish market, we're in a bear market, which is a good market if you have the ability to buy. That's, markets are down, so you buy. But just think about it right now. We go from 10,000 to 30,000, that's going to be 3 times your investment. So if you got 1,000, it should equate some. And I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know, but anyway, we are working with large groups.
Should definitely head up, though, Jody. That's the key, right? 10,000 to 30,000 people, we're going up, right?
So I can tell you that we are in the right community with the right leaders, and there are some important things and big things happening, and you're going to see the growth. Just hang in there, tell other people, help us build a 30,000 size community by March 31st. I had a bigger goal, but somebody asked me to reduce it a little bit. But I think we could have probably hit 60,000, because I know these people and they have tremendous influence. When they say people to do something, they do it. So I just want to let people know that Peter is doing Zooms for us, and we have weekly Zooms set up with Peter with these people, and they are committed to help us grow this community, and we are going to get there. And I hope that everybody on this call would do the same thing, and to tell 3, bring 3. That's anything else, Peter, that I could say?
No, let's bring Bart in here. Guys, the biggest thing is we are talking to these people. We're never going to get on here and tell you something that we're not doing. I just cannot predict the time frame. With Bart, we're working with a major company, right, to talk about doing NFT stuff, to helping them, stuff that's going to give us credibility and access to tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of more people around the world. So Bart, why don't you give them maybe one of the things that we can cover here too, guys, is that and we want you guys to know is we're not sitting around waiting for things to happen. We're beating the bushes. We're on. It doesn't matter if somebody wants to meet on a Saturday, a Sunday, 3 o'clock in the morning. And, you know, it's not, hey, we'll get to you in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. We literally, usually within a day or two, we get on the phone if they're available for us to talk. So Bart, can you give them your experience? You've been working with us, calls up, you know, all the different stuff. We've been on calls with a lot of people with you. You've brought some influencers to the table who have big influence. Again, they're not moving as fast as I'd like them to move. I know they're not moving as fast as you'd like, right? But they are moving and they're doing their thing. Go ahead, Bart.
Oh, no, I appreciate being on, and Jody did a great job. I don't know, pretty much a mic drop after what he had to say, but you can't hear me okay, right? I just didn't want the echo, so I put my earpieces in. So no, it's quite exciting. I actually mentioned this in the post today in the PTR group, as when I had come on, I think within a few weeks after y'all launched, just from my crypto mastermind group I'm a part of. And then talked to Joe Jackson, we connected. And when I really kind of came in, I think it was around the 15th or 18th of August. That is right when you had that massive dips with a couple of the investors that decided they didn't like the way things were going, you know. So it would just, and I actually mentioned that today in this post. I said, my God, I felt so fortunate to be there at this time. Like a lot of it, like what we're seeing this kind of dip right now as the entire crypto market goes. And I've been talking to a lot of my friends that we brought to the table over the last couple of months, as far as the companies, as far as the influencer groups, and also the financial community that is not really focusing in on crypto. They deal more in the S&P 500 stock market. They're very excited about this. And once they see this, I've been talking to a lot of them. I said, boy, I'm really glad, you know, because they've been kind of watching from afar. They've been really getting amped up. We're getting them set up. A lot of my other business contacts, they don't deal in networking. They don't deal in crypto, but I've been educating them, and they said, my God, what a beautiful opportunity this is, because they see a massive dip across the boards, and they know. I said, well, we know it's going to come back. So they see it just as such an opportune time to be getting involved, like I did back in August, and that really paid off. And whereas even where we're at right now, I mean, I'm just so excited. And Jody just said, like you showed with Dogecoin. I have a good friend. His kid bought it several years ago. I mean, they're worth almost $1 million now. And I mean, they just bought some, and his kids are like 25 years old, and they're worth almost $1 million because of Doge, because they bought it and they sat on it. They didn't get caught up in the emotional spin of it's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. Maybe I should put it somewhere else. You know, it's just kind of comical to see a lot of the actions that people will take across the board in the crypto industry, in the crypto space. Muted, Peter.
I was muted. Yeah. We had one of the PTR members, right, that had bought some Bitcoin in 2013. And by the time he found it again, it was worth over $60,000. Maybe he would have sold it in 2018 if he remembered it was there. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. Guys, I'm telling you, and I'm not telling you this so you guys hold, because to me, it doesn't matter if the market cap tomorrow on these things go down to $2 million. I'm here to build businesses, create real value in the world, and make these things into profitable things where they are cash cows someday, right? Where that is my goal, right? So I'm not here to try to talk you guys into keeping the market cap high or anything. What I don't want is for people's impatience and believing and thinking that we're not here telling you guys being transparent. So there's an up and a downside to transparency, right? You're transparent, you say, because if you're going to be transparent, you're going to talk about the good and the bad, right? You're going to talk about both sides of it. And sometimes when you do that, people get discouraged and they decide to leave a project. They decide to go. Guys, it's the wrong decision, in my opinion, to do that. If we hang in here together, community is power, right? Community is the currency of today because of the blockchain and because what's happening, but it's not going to happen overnight. And for most of us, I know, getting in some of the projects early, some people made 4 and 5 and 6 times their money, maybe 8 times their money. Guys, that's not going to solve your long-term financial problems. What we need to do is build these into mega companies. We need to build these projects. We need Safufy to be doing escrow, to be doing multiple person purchases, to have wallets, to be helping set up DAOs. We need it to become $1 billion. I want you to think about right now, if you're sitting there with $1,000 in TruBadger in Safufy, and right now I think the market cap is $16-17 million, went from 35 to 17. Did I want that to happen? No, but that's what's happened because people have decided to take a short-term approach on the project. What they've done is they've made the mistake, which I've made in the past. You look at it and you go, oh my God, I made $5,000 on that token. And then it starts to go down and you go, oh my God, I'm down to only 4,000 now. I've only made 3,000. I've only made 2,000. And then you sell it because you think you're losing your profit. If you are in a good project, and I'm going to say this very clearly, guys, if you are in a good project and you're up $5,000 and you believe that project is still going to make it and has a lot of room to grow, and it starts to head down and you cash out, you did lose that money because it's going to go higher and further. And so the only time you actually either realize a loss or a gain is when you sell the asset. When you sell the asset, it's potential gain and potential loss until you sell the asset. I can show you multiple times. So I want to go back to the gentleman who had 1 Bitcoin there. At one point, it went to $20,000. If he would have said, oh, I'm at 20,000, I better sell it because it went down to 18 now and I've lost 2,000 of my gain. Would he have this year or last year cashed out for 60,000? Bart has his story. Bart thought he was a genius. He got into Bitcoin and sold it, made $800. He's dancing in the, oh, look, I made $800. I'm a genius. Did he make $800 or did he cost himself over $50,000? Even today, did he make $800 or did he cost himself $41,000? What's the perspective that you want to look at it from, right? Did Bart really need $800 at that time? Did it make a difference in his life? Would $800 make a difference in his life, or would 41,000 or 40 or 50,000 make a bigger difference in his life, right? Guys, the long-term thought process is where we're at and where we need to get our minds around if we want to create vast amounts of wealth going through there. Jody, did you want to say something, buddy?
Yeah, I wanted to, we all are, looking for the future, 3, 4, 5, 7 years down the road. But we also, there are 2 other groups that I've introduced Peter to. We've had Zooms with, and they have large organizations. And one of them has over 70,000 people in it that are crypto enthusiasts. So it's not like they're multi-level marketers. They are in crypto and they have committed. And so they've already bought into TruBadger, but we're going to start bringing their enthusiasts, their crypto people into the community. And then there's one other guy that we did a Zoom with. I won't say his name because we wanted to be private. He is global. He's just not local. He's global. He's got massive Dubai, Africa, UK, all over the globe, massive. And he was in a project, and he told Peter straight up, he says, I'm in. And the reason he committed to Peter and us was because of the onboarding. Remember, Peter? He said, you sold me, I'm in. But he was strong enough to say, hey, I cannot get involved right now. I can't start doing anything until after March because I got a major project that I have to complete that he's working with some global entities out of Dubai and some other places. Now, when these 2 groups, these guys, it's going to explode, folks. I'm telling you, you've got to stay in the game. This bear market is going to go away. You think about the bear market. We went through our holiday season. Everything shuts down starting basically around Thanksgiving. And now the Chinese making their stupid statement they said about crypto and regulating in China. And then now China's in their New Year's January till February 1st. That's when they do audit, they liquidate, they take care of the taxes, they do everything. So the bear market is going to end. And I think it will end. I don't know. I can't say. Peter might, but I can't. But anyway, I wanted to say that. And then one other thing, we are starting a young entrepreneur group, and right now in the groups that I'm working with, we've got like 13 right now, and we're starting to. And Peter, we're working on something with Peter and the team to do a contest. So. If any of you listening have young children, young grandchildren, a 30-year-old, we need to get them into this group because they are going to be the pioneers that's really going to all this MetaMars and all that. They're going to be the ones that really is going to forge through and make this thing also sustain. It'll help it explode, but it'll also sustain. And they're going to get back in and understand the power of capitalism and what it does for us. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Thank you, Jody. Thank you.
It's kind of funny. I was listening to that, and I don't know if y'all remember, anybody's old enough to remember back in the 80s, the Dana Carvey on Saturday Night Live. He was doing the Arnold Schwarzenegger, "Hear me now, believe me later." You know what I mean? But, I was thinking about our other project, Peter, that we're working on with that corporation. The company has been around for years and years, and they're going to be launching several NFTs through us. And what the team will be doing for their hundreds of thousands of people that are involved with that company, and the education process similar to what TruBadger and the team has done with the group PTR, which I know everybody's watching this because it's on the YouTube channel. But like Jody said, like Peter said, like we've all said, it's just so exciting. And I know that everybody I've talked to is pretty excited that they're able to get in now with this tip, and they're slowly but surely onboarding. And I know it's coming because I've had the privilege to be a part of a lot of these calls. So it's pretty darn exciting times, guys.
Well, thank you, Bart. I know you had some other stuff you had to get done. So
busy man.
I really wanted
Thanks,
to give
guys.
you guys some credibility from people that have been part of PTR this entire time. These are people that work with us on an ongoing basis. Jody, Bart, we talk several times a week. We're on calls. They're on the calls with us. When these people say we're on board, we love it. We have put out there, you guys have know I've mentioned this before, about creating $1 trillion worth of wealth over the next 5 to 8 years. These leaders are buying into helping us get there. They've said on calls, we believe that we can get there together with their help and with us, and with what we're doing, we can get there. But the only way to benefit, guys, is to be in it with us for the long run. It can't be, if all of us are just here to make a quick buck, then we're no different than the rest of the crypto space, right? In and out of projects. I get in this one today, I get in the next one tomorrow, I get in the next one, the next one, the next one, the next one. And I've mentioned this before. The reason why holding is so important and sticking with projects is it gives the resources, the opportunity for us to develop the technology. Guys, this is not cheap. It is not cheap building a team. There's not me and Rhonda, and you've seen Corey and 3 or 4 of us. There's a team of over 20 people that are working on these projects every single day. Those people have bills. They've got to pay their, they got to take care of their families. And so these people have to be compensated for us to be able to build this. That doesn't include any of our programmers. We've got our programmers that need to get paid. That's between insights and then all the blockchain stuff. It's over 30 people right there that are working on these projects. You wait till see what we're doing with CNP. We're not just getting in the NFT space. We're doing stuff that no one else has done yet. if you went and listened to the AMA from last night, cutting edge technology. Ripples could have picked anybody. The director and the producer, Randy and Mark, they could have picked anybody's NFTs to put in the film. There's not a game company out there that wouldn't have said, yes, use our game in the film. And that includes the biggest games in the world. They picked that their team, they picked Austin and those guys for the same reason we picked them. And we're bringing these projects through and to you guys. And you guys have been so key in us having those type of people approach us. But we have to become the community that people say, we want to be in business with you. And I'm telling you, people that get in and out of tokens are not, they don't do good for the token, guys. It's people that get in and hold and have a long-term approach. And I'm not talking about, and I know you guys are on here, you guys have been waiting patiently for the dinar to revalue for, I believe, over 12 years now. I'm not talking 12 years from now. I'm talking about in 12 months, there'll be the ability for people to start to say, hey, let me start to exit some, possibly maybe even revenue being paid out too from these projects, right? In a year or 2 years. But at the most, we're talking 3 to 5 years out where we've created $100 billion in value. And some of you that have stuck with us at that point would be millionaires, maybe multimillionaires, right? Because of what we've built together. But the quality of our community, that's the one key thing that no one, I believe, has been able to build successfully, is that community of people that are there for a common purpose. And that common purpose is wealth for everyone in the community. And when we do and take action, we think about how it affects the other community members. And then we make our decision from there on whether we exit, how much we exit, and what we do. So some of the things is not this, hey, I need to exit to take care of something, let's say. And instead of doing it all at one time, the day before you need it, maybe saying, you know what, in 2 weeks, I'm really going to need to take out $500. Let me go and take out $50 or $100 at a time over the next couple of weeks, which will have less of an impact for it. I'll tell you guys, even when exiting for the projects, because we do need to sell TruBadger tokens and Insights tokens and SafuFi. I haven't been able to for over 3 weeks because of other people selling off, but that's how we pay the bills, right? Because that's the tax. That's how we get in the revenue from, is in TruBadger, Insights, and SafuFi tokens. I don't do it if there's 6 red or 3 or 4 red sales there, right? I'll wait until there's some green sales, and then I'll usually cash out less than what the green came in, right? So if there's $1,000 in green buys that came in, I'll cash out $200 or $300 then to do that. It's difficult. It's a pain in the neck. I may have to do 6 or 7 times in a day to go make those sales in order to make it happen. But my goal is to what? Enhance the value of this for everybody that's involved. Not just make it easy on Peter, because if I could just pull it out, pay the bills, it'd be easier on me, right? Because I've got to manage these and put all this stuff together. But I'm telling you guys, and again, it's your crypto. You have to decide what to do with it. You have to decide if you're here for the long haul or if you're just here, as if, the Nexus ecosystem slot machine, right? And you go in there and you just put some quarters in and you pull the handle and it pours out money and then you take it and go. But I'll tell you what, this is exactly crypto, not the Nexus ecosystem. Crypto is like a slot machine for most people. And I'll tell you how it is. If you've ever gone and played, how many times do you win 200 or 300 or 150? And then what you do is put it all back in the machine and you leave with 0 or you take a loss. How many people actually walk away from that slot machine with the money they win? They normally don't. They put it all back in. And that is exactly what's happening in crypto today, guys. People get in projects and they make money and they stick that money. They pull it out of that project. Just take it out. I'm taking it now. They don't use it to put, buy property or do something that's going to be long-term. No, they go stick it in 5 or 6 or 8 or 10 other projects and they lose their money on it. I can tell you right now that people have taken SAFU-fied tokens, Insights tokens, and TruBadger tokens, and they've traded it for other tokens which have lost value. I'm going to give you an absolute prime example of somebody who, when we were at our event, took 100,000 in TruBadger, sold it, of course, paid the 10% out fee, which gave them 90. They bought that 90 into another project that had a 10% fee. It went to 81,000. That project is down 70% from where they sold it at. So if they've left it in there, I didn't check to see if they left it in there, but if they did, it right now would be there. Now, where's TruBadger at from that point? TruBadger's only down 45% from that point. So they would have more money if they left it in TruBadger, plus they wouldn't have lost the 10% swap out fee and the 10% swap in fee. So if you start to look at those numbers, their 100,000 would still be worth 65,000. Where it's at right now, it's worth less than, what is that? $30,000. Did they make the right move? No. And I'm looking at it and I'm seeing so many people are not making those right moves, guys. And I'm not here to beat you guys up. I appreciate and love you guys. You guys have done and created so much value for the Nexus ecosystem and for the TruBadger family. I don't want to see people keep making these mistakes. And how do I know you make the mistakes? Because I made them. I've had big hits in crypto only to put that money and lose half of it or 3/4 of it or 20-30% of it by going into another scam, right? A rug pull token. I have a whole wallet of rug pulls from it. A buddy of mine gave me a tip about 6 weeks ago. So I had brought in some crypto, right? From some stuff that I was doing. I put it into their token. It's worth 80, it's 80% off right now. 80% off. I could have put that into our projects and I wouldn't even be close to 80% off on any of our projects. And by the way, guys, if you look at TruBadger and Insights, again, transparency, we have beat the drop in BNB. If you had money sitting in BNB and in TruBadger, you have more value today in TruBadger than if you had $1,000 in BNB when it hit its top and $1,000 in TruBadger, you're better off having the money in TruBadger than you were if it's in BNB. The only the exception to that is SAFU-fied. And if you got in on phase 1 or phase 2, you are better off in TruBadger right now than you would have been if you were in to BNB. But overall, if you bought at the very top on PancakeSwap, on Catapult side, you're better off. If you bought into PancakeSwap, you might be down a little bit right now in what it's worth today. But if you're not selling that, you haven't lost a single thing. I'm going to tell you that right now, guys. The only way you lock in that loss is if you go and you swap it out today. If you hold on to it and we implement the strategies in what we're doing, we just brought on a new gentleman today that just became part of the team, David Hartman, who is going to be our strategic partnership. His only job to do every single day, just started today, is to go out and find partnerships and opportunities for us to move forward with SAFU-fied, with their onboarding system, with all of this stuff, guys. So again, best way to make wealth in the crypto space, find great projects with great utility, with great teams, with a great community behind them, and just hold those tokens, let them grow, let them sit there, and then check back in a year or 2, 3 years from now and have a significant amount of money. I had another person who got in, made $1,400, took out the $1,400, spent it. It's gone now, right? Broke mentality. I think it was 150 in, made 1,400 on the 150, took it out. It's gone now. And now they're worried about when they sent me a text, when's the next project going to be? I'm going to have to scrape together money to get into the next project. And they're concerned and worried about being able to have $100 or $200 to put in the next project. Guys, that $1,400, I'm telling you too, I know the person well enough. It did not change their life. Some of it went to pay for important stuff, but a lot of it went to unimportant things, right? That are not going to make a difference in their life in the long run. It wasn't like it was a medical emergency or something that was a real emergency. We create emergencies in our life. Please, 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 guys, let's have a long-term thought process on it. Now, I'm not going to prevent anybody from getting into anything, but we are building algorithms that will determine if you're the best. So our goal is to locate and find the best people to put in phase 1 and phase 2 that will give the projects. And I'm not talking about just our projects, the teams that we put together. So one of the things that we're doing, guys, we're going to teams of people and saying, listen, come and do your project through here, because we're going to put the team members in that are going to continue to support you and give you the opportunity to where you can succeed, because you'll have the resources, the money, and the community to help make them successful. I got to tell you, in a lot of these projects, I'm going to pull up here, guys. And again, I'm not anything against this platform or anything that they're doing, guys. You need to make your decisions from there. We're going to go here. Oh my goodness, we're digging in deep today, guys, right? Pinksale.finance. Here we go. This is a launch pad that is out there for launching projects. Okay, guys, I want to show you what happens in the traditional crypto space, right? We're going to go to their leaderboard. Let's go to their leaderboard. Look, they break it out by week, right? We can look at how much they raised. This one raised 2,000 BNB. This one raised 1,000 BNB. Okay, let's click on one of these. I believe in showing the truth, guys, reality in this space. They launch a lot of projects on this site. So let's go look and see how they've done. We'll have to see if it's on PancakeSwap, but let's see if it is already. All right, we're going to scroll down here. You guys can do this yourself. Yes, they are on PancakeSwap. Let's go see how they did. If you got in this project from the first part of it, we're going to see how this went on this. And now I'm not going to just do one. I'm going to do several projects here, okay, for this. So we're going to come here. We're going to, yes, I understand. Let's look at it. Oh, that's not a bad looking chart there. But let's go out a month. Oh, wait a minute. This is where it came on PancakeSwap, and this is where it dropped to. I want you guys to look at that right there. All right, let's see if we can go out a year. Let's see if we can go out further. Let's see if that's the only chart that's there. There you go. Look at that drop, guys, from where it came out to going straight down. Do our charts look like that? Let's not stop at one. Let's be fair about it. Let's go to their second top project this week. Let's go to reward cycle here. And I'd love to find one that performs well, guys, because I want people to win in this space, not even just people that are doing it with the Nexus ecosystem. I truly believe in the blockchain. I believe in the crypto space. And so let's see, let's go out 1 month here. All right, this one looks pretty good, guys. Whatever project this is, right? It's got some good green lift up over the last month. So that's one that looks pretty good. What is this project? It is Reward Cycle 2 pre-sale. And we can look at the returns from that one. Let's go back and let's go to another one here. Let's go to here. Let's go to hold for gold. Let's see if they're on PancakeSwap. Yes, they are. All right, let's do that. A little rocky. And things are going to be rocky today, guys, because of that. There's that chart right there, guys. Straight down on that side of it. So again, guys, these are all startups that people are getting in and that people are being a part of, right? And I don't think the returns on these are as high as what we're talking about. I did not go into the math side of that, but we can and go through the process of doing this. Our goal is to create the absolute best opportunity out there. Is it going to be without challenges? No. Everything has challenges. That's part of being in business, and that's part of going through the process. So you're always going to run into some types of challenges at some point in time, right? You know, here's one that looks pretty good. It's been out for a couple of days here. So that's another one right there that looks pretty good. Again, we're into transparency, guys, and seeing where things go. So if there's some good ones on here, we can go back into some of the later weeks. These are the newer ones that got launched, but let's go back to week 50 here and let's look at these because these have some newer hype to them. So we're at week 50. Let's click on this one right here. Let's see how Fast Alerts presale has done. Okay. Fast Alerts presale. Dun, 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 dun. All right. That's it. Save there. Import. Let's go 1 month out. That one's actually pretty good. Oh, not so much if you go out a year, right? If you go back out a little bit further. So again, you have to look at from what time frame you're going from and from what time frame, which is why whenever we show people the charts, we show them from the time we started the project all the way through that process. So this is not a very good, right, chart going down from here on that side of it. So, you know, and you guys can do this yourself. There's also deck sales. There are other platforms for you to get involved in startups. I can say before we started this, I tried deck sales. I lost money on the majority of the investments that I got involved with from the very beginning. And I'm not talking about getting in on PancakeSwap. I'm talking about from phase one, buying in pre. A matter of fact, on deck sales, half of the ones we got in were rug pulls. They didn't even launch, right? Some we never even got the tokens. And then also on Pink Sale, I did a few on there. I did not do very well on any of those. I lost 60, 70, 80% of my money. And I tried to evaluate them and do the best job possible. So we're here for people to win. If you feel that we're not living up to the obligations, then I apologize for that. And I would suggest that maybe, you know, you find someplace else, some other avenue to get involved in the crypto space. But I don't think there is a better place at this point with our track record that can do it. If you find it, let me know, because we'd love to look at what they're doing to improve what we're doing, because that's really what we're about, is creating success and putting it together and continuing to move things forward. So, and I can go through a lot of other stuff, like Soul, guys, is another one. I believe I've showed it on here before, where look, if you got in at the right time, you've made a fortune. But if you got out, if you got in and went up the first time it went up and got out of it, you lost money in the real end, because that would have been at like $20 or $30. And why do I know that? Because I was one of the people that did it. I got in at a few dollars. It went to 20 something dollars. I cashed out of it and it went up to as high as 280. Right now it's sitting at $150. So did I lose? So I sold out, I think 24 or 25. I bought in at 2 or 3, somewhere in there. So I made 8 times my money. Okay. Let's say it was at the 3, because it was somewhere between 2 and 3, because I usually don't buy in at 1. I'll usually do cost averaging. So, and that's why I don't always know what I bought in at, because I'll buy some at $2, some at $2.20, some at $2.40, some at $2.50, or in backwards, it might be at $2.50, $2.30, $2.20, $2.10, $2, and then you have to average them all together. Somewhere between, but let's go at $3. Let's say it went to 24. So that's 8 times my money that I made on it, right? When I cashed out of it. Did I really? Or if I would have held on to still had it today, it's at $149 earlier when I looked at it, Solano. I would have made 6 times more of my money. You take my 8 times and my 6 times, I would be up 48 times my money versus that if I didn't sell it. Now it went up to 280 and came back down. So when it was at 280, if I would have held it did I really make, 100 times my money from the $2 and let's say, or $3 I bought, almost 100 times my money? No, because I didn't hold on to it and I didn't sell it at that time. But if I would have held on to it and even still held on to it, it'd be at 150. Do I believe that that's the top of Sol right now at $150? No, I believe where crypto is going right now, there's maybe, 300 million people in the world that are into crypto. There's set almost over 7 billion on the planet, which means 5% less than 5% of the population of the whole planet are into crypto. Do I believe that's going to go to 20, 50%, 70, 80%? Yes. And so does that mean there's growth in a good project? Yes. And so the idea is, and I don't remember how many I had. I think I had about 600 Solano, something like that. I'd put about $1,000 into it, 600 Solano. So you take that times $25 each, it's about $10,000 or $12,000, right? $10,000 or $12,000 is a lot of money, but that isn't going to change my life in the long run, right? I can't take that, throw it in an annuity and retire off of it, right? But if I would have held on to it now, it would be worth $100,000 right now. Could that make a difference? Yeah, I can take that and put it in an annuity and get $500, $600, $700, $800 a month every month for the rest of my life, right? Because that is a significant amount of money that I can do something with. And, I think that's what most of us are out to do, is to make a significant amount. We're going to open it up for some questions right now. If you guys have some questions, maybe we can keep an eye on the YouTube channel. Again, this is not to beat anybody up, guys. We all have to make our own decisions. The key is, I believe that the community of PTR came together for the dinar and to build long-term, ongoing wealth. And that's what we loved about it when we came to it, guys, is that's what we're here for. How will you determine who will be able to participate in new projects first round? Is it based on how much you hold or your history of holding? Jeff, great question. It's actually not me that's going to determine. We'll build an algorithm. Yes, it'll look at the time frame. You could buy $1 worth, right? And then hold, and then still be able to get it. It'll be by the wallet address. It'll be we're not trying to say, hey, I like Jeff and I don't like Nancy, so I'm going to let Jeff in and not. No, it's between Nancy and Jeff. Who has the best habits? That's the way I'm going to put it. The best financial habits that will help the project succeed. Because if Jeff and Nancy gets in and Nancy's the better person, it's also better off for Jeff, because if Jeff gets in on Pancake Swap and we can turn it into $1 billion project, then Jeff has the potential. But if we all get in, I want to paint a picture. Everybody gets in, and everybody, because this is what's happening with projects, guys. That's why they crash, right? They don't crash because the project did anything wrong. All the project did was launch. They haven't done anything yet. It's their first day of launch. The reason why they go back down is either bots, manipulation of bots is part of the reason. But the second reason is people are trying to pull out as much money as they can out of the project. That doesn't help the project. What we're trying to say is, if you come through Catapult, we're going to do the best to get you the people that are going to allow the team to make it happen. I'll use an analogy that probably doesn't go directly, but it will paint a picture for it. Okay. We want to help a baking team succeed. Okay. And so we all buy ingredients for them to cook and put whatever they're going to put together. Right. But then we buy those ingredients, we put them on the table and say, okay, we're here to help you. But then everybody takes their ingredients back. Did we really help them? We got them the flour, we got them the sugar, we got them the butter, but we never let them use it to then bake the amazing project or product that was going to generate the revenue, that was going to win the prize or anything else like that. Essentially, when you jump into a project and then you suck all the money out, that's essentially what you've done. You've said, let me take all the resources back. I'll give you the resources for one day. And then and by the way, you're not just going to take out the resources that you put in. If you put in 300 and it goes to 3,000 and you take it out that next day, you took away $2,700 in revenue from the project, right? Because you took that money out. Our goal is to give people the resources they need to build great companies that, by the way, guys, will provide entertainment to people, will provide peace of mind to people like Safufied, that will provide an ability for it to make money for people, insights trading, and do a better job of trading. For Catapult, that will keep bots out of the system. For CNP is the entertainment side of it. But we're working on projects. Look, if you're on here and you're like, man, I believe that we need to clean up the environment, we need to reduce carbon, we're working on a green energy project that is dynamite. And if we give them the resources that they need, literally we can remove hundreds of millions of pounds of carbon a year out of the environment. But if we all just get in and pull it out, then it's not going to give them the opportunity to be able to do that and move that forward. And guys, I'm very passionate about this because I understand what it takes to build and put a business forward. And a one-day loan is not going to cut it, right? We've got to be able to build these and be a part of it. And so, Jeff, sorry, that's a long answer for a very short question. It's the algorithm will say, who are the better? Let's say right now we have 4,000 people and there's 3,000 spots. It's going to pick the best 3,000 people to be in there and allow them to participate in it. And if you bought a project and you sold 100% of your crypto that next day, you're probably not going to qualify. I'll say that flat out, because again, all you did was come in and suck a bunch of energy out of the project. You know, maybe if you came in and you got in and put in, you know, the 0.6 BNB, I'll use an example, and you pulled back out 200-300 of it, and then you would probably still be able to participate in that project depending on the number of people that are involved in it. When are the deposits due for our new project? Are you talking, Susan, are you talking the NFT project, to do the NFT project, or are you talking about the next crypto project that we're doing? If you could put that in the questions, that would be great.
Yeah, we have a couple questions about the NFT project that, and I think that's, yeah, a lot of folks have a few questions on there. So
yeah, so next week we'll open up for pre-registration. It'll be $20 in BNB for each NFT you want. So if you want 5 NFTs, it'll be $100 deposit. And then within 2 weeks of that, and probably within a week, then the NFT will launch. And then that's when you'll have to do the balance of what the NFT is on that side of it. Now, remember, guys, NFT is not like crypto. NFT doesn't have a liquidity pool for you to go, I want to get out of it, let me go sell it. You're going to have to post it on one of the sites, which we'll walk you guys through. We're going to explain to everybody how you buy it. And then also if you want to be ready to sell it. So CNP is or the Alien project, right? MetaMartian is going to be a little bit longer term. You know, I would say that a lot of movements in the NFT space are social media people. When we're at the Super Bowl, we'll start to get NFTs in the hands of big named stars, from music to that, as well as the movie guys will start to share it with people they know and say, hey, you know, would you like to get a Martian NFT? Will you post it on your wall? That, you know, because that's really what's driving the Bored Ape Yacht Club, the Crypto Punks, Mutant Apes, and some of the other projects, Alpaca de Braz, what's driving them. And the head of marketing for Alpaca de Braz, which is an up and coming project that's actually doing pretty well. He is a friend of ours, and he'll be helping us on the MetaMars project as well, right? Getting that out there and getting that going. Yes, the NFT project. Yep. So it's $20 next week per NFT. That's non-refundable, guys. So if you do not follow through, because the idea is for us to sell these NFTs out day one. The only place to buy them will be on a secondary market. So then as soon as here's, you know, let's say it's 3,800 or 4,000 or 4,444 NFTs. Once they're sold, they can't go to MetaMars and get them anymore. They're going to have to come through you guys who have already acquired them to buy them on the secondary market. please explain how we will use CNP. So CNP is a marketplace. CNP will put out NFTs. So CNP will be just like, the name is escaping me now. So we'll basically put out NFT projects. So we're going to do our own. We're going to do a Genesis series based on all the cryptos, Bitcoin, Ethereum, very unique way that we're going to do it. I won't get into details now, but it'll be a platform that'll go on, and we'll put out projects. So we're talking to some artists. So we'll talk to the artists. They don't have people to buy NFTs because they sell normal artwork. One of the people that we've talked to in the past, which as soon as we get CNP launched, we'll go back and talk with them. His original sell for $100,000 to $200,000. Okay, that's what his original painting sell for. His reprint sell from anywhere from $5,000 to $20,000. So he does not have a platform to launch NFTs. We will become his platform to launch NFTs. So we'll do a licensing deal with him or a launch deal with him, two different things. And either we'll launch them and pay him a royalty, a percentage of it, or we'll launch and then we'll do a profit split on it. But we'll be a platform where people can come, find new projects that we're launching, our own projects for our projects that we're launching. So like MetaMars, like our green energy project, you'll come to that platform. We'll do the initial sale on our platform of the NFTs, and then they'll go on to secondary platforms. Eventually, we've already built a marketplace. It's not up and running, but right now we don't feel being in the marketplace business is the best place for us. If we do get to that point, we'll do that. Now, what we're going to be using for our NFTs is the Muon.net partnership, their technology, which means that we'll be able to go from chain to chain to chain to chain very easily, very efficiently, which will give us an advantage with ours. And we will be the first project to put out an NFT on the Muon network. All right. The cost per NFT is right now, we don't know, guys. So there's two things. Either we're going to do the NFTs and there's a holdup on it, and hopefully we'll have it resolved by tomorrow or the next day. They started doing the NFTs with Solano. So the price of the NFTs are 1.5 Solano. Okay. We believe a better option possibly to use, and this is what we're trying to get through the programming stuff, is a better option might be to mint these on Polygon or on the Polygon network. The problem is they've done some on Sol and they've done some. Now they've already begun some work on some of the game stuff. So they're trying to see, can we do it on Polygon, which would be the best option because we could do that on CNP and they would be portable, right? Go from one to the other. And if I'm confusing you, I apologize. I just want to make sure that we're clear. So, so we may have to finish the minting in Solano and have it done there. And a little bit later on down the road, if you want to use the Muon network, convert it to Polygon, or we may just go with Polygon. We'll have that answer hopefully no later than Monday. And then we can say, great. You need to get Sol. If that's the case, don't panic, guys. We'll walk you through getting a wallet set up for that because you'll need a separate wallet. If we use Polygon, you can use your MetaMask wallet and we'll be locked in, and then we'll help you guys get through that process. Okay. So again, each Martian will be 1.5 Sol. Right now it's at about 149, which is about 225. It was normally before running about 150, which would be about was about $250. And when you think about this, guys, or I'm sorry, 180 was the cost. It was about $270 at the time. It is down now if we go with Sol, and that's why I'm trying to get a decision as soon as possible for it. I will tell you guys again, transparency. I went ahead and said, you know what? It's down right now. I could do it through crypto.com. So if you have a crypto.com, I'm not moving it from there. But last night I did go on because it's down to 149. I went in there and I did buy 3.3 Sol for $500. because if we go with Polygon, I can convert it over. But I just did that through crypto.com using my credit card. I just went in and bought it last night. I was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, you know what, let me go grab it now, because now my NFT will cost me $225. Now, why is a JPEG and an NFT worth $225? Because again, I will be able to use that in the games to earn rewards. So earn crypto, earn digital assets that are on the blockchain that I can resell. It will give me ownership, possibly, because it's going to be set up as a DAO that will tie into the DAO side of things. So I'm not just doing it for the artwork or for the character. I'm doing it because that character will be able to be used in a game. And I'm going to lay it right out, guys, a game that will be premiered in a major motion picture that will be in theaters. What is that worth? I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you. If the game is super successful and 1 million people want to play the game, and you need to have the NFT to do certain things, then those NFTs could be worth thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. There are already NFTs out there that are selling for $11 million, right? Because of their history and time. There's lots of NFTs out there selling for $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. So again, that's a determination you'll have to make on whether you decide if you want to get involved in it or not, okay? Let's see, answered that one already. That one's done. For NFTs, are we guaranteed to get the number of NFTs we put a deposit on? Okay, yes. So what will happen is, if you do put a deposit in, yes, we're going to get you that number. So if you do 10 NFTs, we're going to get you the 10 NFTs. That's why we did the survey for that side of it. So your survey is going to have to match up with your whitelisting. So we're again, our goal is perception is reality. We're setting a pace in it. Our goal is to sell out the NFTs through the whitelist, and then there'll be a few available in the public sale, but that's going to be a lot less. So let's say we get to 3,000 pre-sold. They've already done 300 on their side. Plus there'll be 400 held back for the treasury for giveaways, that type of stuff. So let's say that's 3,700. We may produce 4,300 that'll be available in the public sale side of things. But if you do a deposit, if we take a deposit from you on the whitelist side, yes, we will get you those NFTs because they'll be included in the mint, right? They'll be a set of. A couple of people have asked, can I pick my character? No, you cannot. It will actually be a random character that you're going to get. And what'll happen is you'll mint them. You'll get a holding place. And then the next day after the mint, we're going to have a live event. And then all the NFTs will be revealed at that day after the public sale. So it'll be deposit, mint for the whitelist, open up for public sale. 24 hours later, public sale is closed or sold out, hopefully within minutes. 24 hours later, we have a live Zoom, and we're all going to get together and we're going to do some reveals, and we'll get a chance to, at that point, check out some of the cool NFTs. So if you want to come up and show your NFT, maybe one looks like Rhonda, so we can come up and you can say, look, I got the Rhonda NFT, right? Alien. Or maybe some look like, I don't know, Sylvester Stallone. Maybe you got the Sylvester Stallone alien NFT and you want to show those off. So we will do that in event style, because why? We are a community. Communities share together. They experience things together. So we'll be doing that live event off of that. Is Spywolf somehow involved in the partnership with MMAC? So Spywolf is involved in all the stuff because they'll do the audit on. So Spywolf is our official audit partner. So if you go to their site, they audited all 3 of our projects so far. They'll be auditing all of our projects moving forward, and we will have them audit the NFT contract as well. And then when we do the token for MetaMars as well, they'll do the audit on that. So they're our official audit partner on that side of it. When will we begin staking Safufied? That is probably next week, guys. We've been testing it. So whenever we build technology, guys, we can't build it and just release it. We've got to try to break it first. And Dawn's been trying to break it for the last couple of days. We found a few small things. We've tweaked those. She's testing it. So staking will be available, I would say, no later than next Friday. So maybe by next Thursday's call, we can do a walkthrough with everybody on how to stake their Safufied tokens. Okay. Once we have the NFT, how do you sell it? There's marketplaces, Christopher. That's a question from Christopher. Essentially, what'll happen is when you're ready to sell your NFT, you would go place it in the marketplace. You can either put it in an auction style and have people bid on it, or you can just put it up for a buy it now price. And it depends on if we go with Solana or if we go with Polygon. If it's Polygon, then you would be able to sell those on Mint, move them to the Ethereum chain and sell them on like OpenSea, which is the biggest marketplace. If it's on Sol, there's 2 marketplaces that have a lot of traction where you can go and post those for sale on there. And we can show you, I can show you that. I'm going to show you a project. Again, I'm not promoting for you to buy the project I'm going to show you guys. Okay. I got to make sure I say that. I'm just going to show you as an example of that. Okay. For NFTs, are we guaranteed to get the number? Okay. I already answered that one. Just didn't click it off. Can we purchase more than what we said on the survey? If you picked 5 or more, if you picked only 1 or 2 and you want to buy up to 5 or more, then Judy, if you can let Rhonda, can you tell them where to email if they want to up their survey numbers? Because we're not going to do much above the survey, guys. And again, I want to make sure that everybody that wants them does get them, and us having that information is the best way to do that.
This is the fun part. I get to throw one of my sidekicks under the bus. Email Sharona at coolbrands.com. I'm putting it in the chat, folks.
And you don't need to do a new survey. Just let her know what the
up.
information on your survey and what you want to change the number to, and she can get that done. Oh, great question. Does the NFT get held within our wallet or on the blockchain? Once it's minted, once we have the launch party and they're revealed, they're going to be in your wallet. They're your NFTs. You can show them off. There's people building stuff in metaverses, guys, and we're going to have this stuff in the metaverses that we're working on and putting together, where you can go and build like a room and you can invite people over. They can come in and you put your NFT artwork on your wall. So you would have like a display case and your alien, if it's a 3D alien. These are 2D, but I'm going to tell you there's probably some 3D. And by the way, by owning the NFTs, there's not only the financial reward with it, but there's the reward of getting to go to events, okay? Or special places, special things, even in the virtual world. So one of the, I was talking with Doug and he was reading an article about, and this is already starting to happen. People like Justin Bieber, and I think we mentioned it a little bit. They talked about it maybe a little bit on last night's AMA as well. People are beginning to have online concerts, and you have to own their NFT to attend that concert. So special events. Okay. So one of the things they were talking about at the concert is if you own an NFT, they will have somebody at the concert wear a pair of glasses and you get to be in their seat watching the concert, right? But you have to hold an NFT. So let's say there's a concert that has only 50 front row seats, right? But you own the NFT. You say, I own the NFT. Somebody in that front row will wear the glasses, and you'll get to be like you're in the front row of that concert. Same thing I could see for sporting events. You want to be on the 50-yard line at a football game. Maybe there's an NFT that's put out by the NFL that says, hey, if you own this NFT, we'll have a device at that seat that will record that, and it'll be just like you're sitting in that seat. You'll be able to experience it in 3D, you know, through virtual glasses or through some type of a mechanism. So these are the types of things that are starting to come around when it comes to when we start talking about the digital virtual world. Of course, we talked about it last night on the call about being able to have the best Zen master, right, meditator right there in front of you. He's giving a lesson, and it's almost like he's giving you that private lesson, and it's because of crypto, the blockchain, and of course NFTs and the whole part of it. So it's going to be very cool. It's going to be and we're on the cutting edge of it. Look, we're not dealing with 5-year technology, guys. The technology we're using for Insights, for Safufied, for Catapult, for these projects, for this NFT project, for this film, we're on the cutting edge of technology in the space. We're going to start leading the way. Muon.net, the cutting edge, more than likely, highly likely, let me put it that way, could be the #1 chain for tying all the chains together. And our developers are working on their project. Our lead developer is one of the founders of that project. Think about that. As a lead developer, he has TruBadger tokens. He has Insights tokens. He has Safufied tokens. He has a project that's leading the way in the space. Where's he going to lend that project to? Who's going to get to use that project? So, all right, guys, I think we're good with the call now. We've answered all the questions. I want to thank you guys again from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, PTR community. You have made a substantial difference in my life, in the TruBadger family, Nexus Eco family. You guys have brought a tremendous amount of value, and we just want to keep thanking you for that value that you brought to us. Hopefully you guys got some great deadline for the forum, guys. We're going to start registration next week. So I would say that by Sunday, please have that form filled out and have that back to us by Sunday on the number that you have, because we need to start making some decisions on the quantity that we're going to put out and move forward from there. All right, guys, thank you. Have a great last day of the first week of this year. Tomorrow, right, is the last day of the first week of this year. And there's 51 more to go. And we're going to create a tremendous amount of value. Guys, I want us to get to at least multiple billions of dollars in wealth that we built by the end of this year. I think that's a slam dunk. Be nice to get to 10 billion on our pathway to $1 trillion. But there's a lot of things that go on and happen. So let's set some big goals. Let's take action on those big goals. Let's make the Nexus ecosystem the place where everybody wants to come, be a part of, and launch their projects through. Thank you, guys.